Hello there, siblings. Welcome to the vlog where I force myself to get my life together. I have not been on camera in quite a minute, and there's a few reasons for that, but nobody cares about them. Just know I'm back now. We've come out of a long depression that is likely due to the disgusting weather. We did have some rainstorms in September, which is absolutely stunning, but we also have been experiencing some extreme temperatures out here in the desert, and it's just not the time of year that I feel good. Some people feel really good in the summer and really bad in the winter. I'm quite the opposite. I hate summer. I do not want to go outside when it's really hot. My body is not great at regulating its own temperature. I would rather be freezing, and so living in the desert is a choice. We're here, so we're gonna make the best of it. We're heading into fall. It is October 21st, so that means a lot of things. First of all, that means the weather is getting nicer, and when the weather is nice, we take walks, and walks are very good for mental health and physical health. So that's excellent. 2, the depression starts to fade, so we're more productive. We do more things for our health and our hygiene and our beauty routine and all of that. I am excited to get back into filming. I do not like being on camera when I am unhappy. It's just not my favorite. I still tried this summer. If you want to see any of those vlogs, you can probably tell that I don't look as enthusiastic. This is life. I haven't been reading, and that is because vlogging holds me accountable. If I can't share and spew into the world my love for the books I am reading, why read at all? Because that makes sense. I am going to start vlogging again because I am passionate about reading. I just haven't been motivated to do it. I am also currently a ghostwriter, as some of you may know, while raising a child full-time, which is absolutely bonkers. It is so busy, and because it's so stressful and busy, I thought, why not add another job on top of that? So I am also starting a 10-hour-a-week small clerical job where I do paperwork for a university. It's only like 10 hours a week from home, so I can do it. I just, you know, when I'm already busy and stressed, why not double that? I have a habit of working more than one job at one time. I'm very purpose-driven. I need to feel like I have purpose, and when I'm busy, my mental health does better. There's the serious note there. I apologize. I apologize from the depths of my heart. My dark, cold heart, because I'm going to be vlogging a lot, and if you're subscribed, I'm so sorry. You have to see me all the time. So this is my announcement that I'm getting back into vlogging again with this vlog. Welcome to my life. It is October 21st. My partner's birthday is coming up in about a week, and a bunch of family members of ours are all born in October, so we're going to celebrate that with the family this weekend. It's a lot. There's a lot of birthdays. October is a very, very busy month for this family, so I'm really excited. Because the birthday lunch is happening this weekend, due to some weird circumstances with travel and freeways and whatnot, it may end up at our house, so I have a long to-do list of cleaning and chores to take care of in case it does end up getting hosted at our house instead of the in-laws' house. I have my super, super long list. You can't see because it's written in pink because color coding makes my brain happy. But I wanted to update you on my reading because I am actually reading as of like 2 days ago. Yay! Sorry, I'm awkward. Let's talk about what I'm reading. I am listening to the audiobook for Victories Greater than Death by Charlie Jane Anders, the Unstoppable series first book in the series. I am super excited about this book. I am halfway now. I've been reading this for about a month, I think. I started this back in September. I did not finish it, and it is not the book's fault. Any of these books that I've been reading for a long time, it is not the book's fault. Trust me, I am a DNF whore. I will DNF anything. I don't even care. If I'm not into it, I'm DNFing it. So don't you worry. If book's taking a long time for me, it's not because the book is bad. It's because I suck. I am halfway through this book. It is a wild ride. I am enjoying it. It is just a lot happening. So this follows a girl who's a teenager, I believe, and she was dropped off at her mother's doorstep as an infant from these aliens, and basically you find out she's some sort of clone of a really famous galactic hero. And this hero, when she died, they cloned her, and this is who she is now, and she is supposed to live up to this legacy of this really important space captain, essentially. And it's fun. There's action from like the first part. It's quirky. There's a lot of strange things that happen that you just don't question because you're here to have fun. It follows teenagers in space, and there's banter, there's love triangles, there's queer characters, there's talk about PTSD and grieving and child abuse and all of that, but it's done really light, so I wouldn't worry too much about those content warnings. It's really a positive, uplifting read, and it's more of an identity crisis for the main character, being the clone of somebody super great. The only complaint I have so far is that the audiobook is narrated by someone with a really young voice. It sounds like a 10-year-old is reading this book, which is not a problem per se. It's just I'm hearing a 10-year-old in my mind talk about things that teenagers think, like kissing other people, which is, again, fine. We're sex positive in this house, but it just doesn't sound right when aliens and adults and all of the different characters are narrated by a voice that sounds like a child. It's just a little odd. I will say, though, that the narrator is really good at changing her voice for the cast of characters. Since there are aliens, there's a wide range of aliens in this story. My only other nitpick that would be on the book, not the audiobook narration, is there are some concepts that are introduced in here, like, for example, an alien species that thinks in threes. And I find that fascinating. I think that's brilliant. And there are a lot of different things like that in here. The world building is crazy. We don't really explore these deeper concepts. They're not really unwrapped for us super well. We get introduced to them on a surface level, and then we kind of move on. I wish they had been developed a little further. Like, what does it look like to think in threes? At least halfway through the book so far, I'm just not feeling the depth that I get from, say, a Becky Chambers book. That's my only, like, nitpick. I am still really enjoying this. So far, we're at least a 3.5, maybe even a 4-star, depending on how the rest of the book goes. I would also like to point out that there is a trans character in the main cast, which I think is stunning. I think the author is also transgender, which is also amazing. And then the other book I've been reading for many months is Song of the Forever Rains by E.J. Mello. This book I have been reading for many months because I love it. I love the atmosphere. It's really weird and dark and quirky and kind of eerie and macabre, but at the same time uplifting and light and fun. It reminds me of the Tim Burton adaptation of Alice in Wonderland, where it's still dark and gothic, but at the same time really quirky and nonsensical. I love this book. I am so excited. I'm also 50% of the way through this one, but I do not have an audiobook for this. I only have the physical book and an ebook. That is why this is taking me a long time. I'm trapped in the physical book, even though it is stunning and amazing. I can't listen to it on audio, and I'm a busy person. It suffers for that reason. It's about this dark fantasy world with politics. It's very heavy on the politics, but it's from the perspective of some really interesting sisters. I can't wait to continue the series. There are 3 sisters, 3 books. Each one follows a different sister. They have very interesting abilities. There's demons, there's an underworld, there's a dark king, there's a light king, there's mystery and intrigue, and there's a whole cartel of drugs, and you're trying to, like, solve this mystery, and she's engaged to this duke that's turning into a demon, but she falls in love with his son, so her stepson. There's a lot. It's definitely a fantasy romance, so keep that in mind. I'm really enjoying this, and I can't wait to continue it. My goal is to finish one of these, although we only have, like, 2 weeks left in the month, so let's see what I can do. I normally have a really long currently reading list, but I purged it recently, and got it down to here. Additionally, if you have not seen my announcement video for my new reading challenge, check that out because that's going on for the next year. But I am trying to read as many of my physical books on my physical TBR as I can. Any books that I own, I'm focusing on those, and I am not allowed to read any library books or ebooks that aren't physically on my shelves. Watch the video if you're confused, but I'm focusing on reading my shelves. Other than that, how are we doing? Give me a little update down below. How are you doing on a scale of 1 to 10? How good are you feeling? 10's good. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm gonna go tackle this list. Come with me. Nap time is almost over, so what I've gotten done is what I've gotten done. At this point, I'm going to take the child to Costco. We are out of Costco specific items, so unfortunately, the rest of my day is now dedicated to lugging a child through a Costco, which if you've ever been in a Costco, it's chaos. Have you ever been in a Costco with a 1.5-year-old? Twice the chaos. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick little clothing haul because I am refreshing my wardrobe right now. After having a child, my body is not the same as it used to be. It is very different. It may not be obvious to everyone else, but it is very obvious to me. And no matter how different your body is compared to before, or how it looks now and what other people think of it, everyone goes through this little body dysmorphia moment. Why did I say that weird? Where, you know, your clothes don't make you happy anymore. They don't fit right, they fit a little different, or they fit the same but you just don't feel like the same person. You went through a really big life change. Or this can happen even if you didn't have a child. Sometimes you just need to change out your outfits. What makes you happy when you look in your wardrobe? Recently, I have not been happy with what's in my wardrobe. It just isn't comfortable, isn't functional for chasing around toddlers, and didn't make me feel good. I feel a little different. So I got some new clothes and I wanted to show you. A while back, like last month, I got new leggings. They are lovely. They're modal, which is my favorite fabric type. I'm very picky about how my clothes feel, so this is a win. I got these from Costco for like $6 each. I got 4 pairs because I love them that much, but they're high-waisted, so for yoga, excellent. And then I got some regular like basics, some tank tops, some cute little camisoles. I got those from Kohl's, so love me some Kohl's. I additionally have a pair of pants that I just got yesterday to show you, also from Kohl's, and then 2 shirts from Hot Topic, who am I, and a cardigan. So let me go change. So first I got this really beautiful long cardigan that buttons up. It's red and black, like a dark red. Very Halloween, Freddy Krueger kind of vibe, which is what I was going for. But yeah, I love this. I live in it when it's cold. It's super comfortable. It's acrylic, so it gets softer the more you wash it. I'm in love. It is way too hot today for this, but once we get into the colder weather in this weekend, I'm excited. I got this Jurassic Park t-shirt from Hot Topic. I love dinosaurs and I love the Jurassic Park franchise. If you know me, you already know this information. But if you don't, I am obsessed with dinosaurs. My daughter's theme after her birth, for her nursery, everything, dinosaurs, because I love dinosaurs. So I had never owned a Jurassic Park t-shirt, which makes me a fake fan. Obviously, as a reptile owner and someone who loves Jurassic Park, I should have a t-shirt. So I got the Jurassic World one because I like the colors better than the traditional red that it normally is. So super happy with this. It's a horrible material. This is like really cheap. You can tell this was like a stock black t-shirt from China and they just put the print on it, but beggars can't be choosers. I got my dinosaur. I also, from Hot Topic, got this really pretty baby doll style little camisole tank top. It has, I don't know if you can see, but it has skulls and flowers on the outer layer, and then this under layer is just plain black. It's cute. It has these little straps. I like it. Again, a horrible material. I believe this is mostly like nylon, which is, again, horrible, but a few pieces of clothing that are horrible materials isn't gonna kill anybody, especially since they're cute. Last, I got these high-rise skinny jeans. These are Wallflowers Sassy high-rise jeans, I believe they're called. They are skinny jeans, but they look really nice. I got these out of the teens section because although I've had a child, I'm still quite petite. They have 3 buttons. They go pretty high. They land just at the belly button for me. They do not have front pockets. They are liars, but they do have 2 back pockets. I just liked the silhouette of these. I also got these in a low rise where the front pockets do work, in the same brand. They're both made from recycled materials, but I like a skinny jean. I tried on some women's jeans at Kohl's and I looked like a 9-year-old had snuck into their mother's closet. I may have had a child, but I am still creepy small, so cannot shop in the women's still. I just need to get bigger sizes in the teens and young adult section. So I was originally a 0 or 00 in jeans, and I could even wear a 14 in children's. That's what I was before I had a child. Now that I've had a child, I am not a 1, I am a 3. So I went from smaller than a 0 in jeans to a 3. That just shows, for those who doubt if my body has changed, it has, I promise. I don't fit in my old pants. I had to get rid of them, which is devastating since I've had them since I was like 12. Clothing makers expect you to be curvy and short, and I am not that. I am short and small. That's my clothing haul. Thanks for joining me. I would also like to say that coming into autumn, I am an extremely purgy kind of person. I, around spring and fall, get really into decluttering and I'm feeling that itch so hard right now, especially because we're coming up on Samhain, which is a pagan holiday. If you don't know, I'm not going to get into it. You can look it up if you care, but I am pagan and I do celebrate in small ways, modern ways that I can while being very, very busy. What I can do, I do. And during Samhain is generally the time of year that I feel like purging everything in my house. I want to clean everything out and just minimize everything down, and I think I need to do that in case we need to move anytime soon. It could be a few years, but still I'd like to be ready. So I need to also do a big clean out. That might be another video coming soon, so look out for that. That's my story. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. Hello my beautifuls. So it is October 24th. I have not done any reading, so there's that. A little update of the weekend, since I don't really film on the weekends, is that I didn't get any reading done, but I did a huge declutter in our bedroom of a lot of knick-knacky things and supplies that I just don't need right now at this point in my life. We like to be minimal. I did a huge declutter. There will be a video coming out about this declutter pretty soon here, but I just wanted to kind of purge things for Samhain, and it was really nice. It felt really good, and I even inspired my partner to do the same by going through my stuff. He started going through his, and I thought it was really funny. Today is now Monday, and he is at work, as well as our roommate. So we don't have any plans today. Yesterday was a big family get-together for birthdays, which was lovely. But in other exciting news, on Saturday, in the middle of the night while it was pouring rain, I drove almost 40 minutes in pouring, windy rain to pick up an iPad mini. I saw Books with Chloe, I'll tag the video in the description, talking about her digital journaling journey, I guess you could say. She switched over to digital journaling recently instead of physical bullet journaling. I do have a Notion, and I do now have 2 separate jobs in addition to parenting, so I like to use different devices for different things. My phone is going to be the time waster, which it already is, and my tablet will now be my creative space. I will do a lot of my planning for stories and life organization and Notion things in here, and I've even started doodling a little bit, which is fun. But my computer will stay for serious work, things like clerical work and paperwork and stuff like that, and actually typing out a story hardcore. But the reason I really needed this is because I have a really hard time working while watching the child by myself. I'm a full-time parent, and now I have 2 jobs from home. That's a lot of work. I don't want any parent who sees this to think, well, if she can do it, I can do it. It must not be that hard. If you're thinking about having kids and you see me doing this, I'm actually insane, okay? I sacrifice myself and any free time to do these things. It is a huge trade-off. If you're smart, you will stay with your child and not overbook yourself, because it is stressful and it is not super good for the brain and health. So I'm doing it because I'm crazy and I don't do things that are good for me. Just a little disclaimer. This is not easy. This shit is hard as fuck, okay? I'm not exaggerating. It is so difficult, and there are days that I spend her entire nap crying on the floor. So please. Anyways, while I am watching the child full time, I have work to do. I have people who need to be in contact with me, but having a laptop out is really difficult. The child wants to take it from me, and I can't leave the room because I'm watching her. But if I'm on my laptop, she gets upset because I'm not close to her. I'm at the table. So having a tablet will be really nice. It's like a small computer for me. It's Apple, and I have a MacBook Air, so they connect to each other. They cross over with all of their programs. All of my stuff is on both, so I can do little work here, and I'm sure I'll end up actually having to write a bit on this on days that I need to get things done, but it's a hard day for me and the kid. So really, this is just, instead of doing things on my phone that's really difficult to do on my phone for work things, I have a bigger screen to do so. So I got the Starlight, the iPad mini 6 in Starlight, which it's hard to see on camera or even in person sometimes. It's a champagne-y yellow gray. It's very subtle. I would not have gotten this if it was a super bright color. I love this color. It is absolutely beautiful. And I also got the 2nd gen Apple Pencil, which I'm obsessed with because I hate using my hands on tablets. I love having a stylus, and it works well with Procreate. Anyways, this weekend was super busy, so we ended up not having to host the birthday thing at our house, but we still had to do a bunch of cleaning, and we went on a big declutter mania kind of thing, and now today we're paying for it. By we, I mean I have to do the laundry, and the kitchen is in need of a good deep cleaning since I was supposed to do that this weekend, but we spent the whole day on Sunday with family, so we lost a weekend today. So today is a lazy day. I'm not working today because I have house things to do and a child to entertain. It is disgustingly windy, so we can't go to the park, at least right now. We'll see how it is tonight, but it tends to get worse the later in the day you go, so here we are. I am going to go downstairs and clean the kitchen now and watch YouTube, and if the child is still asleep at that point, I will likely do some audiobook listening while on Procreate. That sounds like fun to me. Hello, it is the 25th of October. I actually have started listening to my audiobook again. Let me go get it. Victories Greater than Death. This book is giving me conflicted feelings. I really enjoy some of it. I think it's a really good audiobook if there's nothing else available and you need an audiobook that's easy to listen to. This is definitely easy to listen to, and I think the narration is fine. Again, the characters sound a little young, but what are you gonna do about it? I am now like 58%, 60%, somewhere around there, over halfway through this book, and it's hard to give my full thoughts on this because one, I am not an Own Voices reviewer, so I don't feel comfortable spewing from the rooftops that this is the most amazing thing ever, because I don't know if the representation is accurate. What I can say as an American who is very white, that there is a diverse cast of characters, which is good in my opinion. There's a bunch of teenagers and they're from all over the world, and that's the point. Their main character traits are that they're from those places. It's a red flag to me that they each talk about where they come from more than they talk about their own personalities. Keep that in mind. I am not an Own Voices reviewer, although I'm just very happy that there is any representation in this at all. That's what I'll say about that. The plot is also action-packed. I'm really enjoying the pacing. I think the pacing is really good in this. We get so much action. There's always something happening, which is good. Sometimes these YA books get really stagnant and it's like trudging through heavy waters, but I don't feel that way. I feel like even when there's downtime, the book is still pretty good. Now we've gotten to a new point in the book where I'm realizing another little nitpick that I'm not thrilled about. I'll put the spoiler in my Goodreads review, so follow me on Goodreads if you want the exact thing that I'm talking about. The villain is a little OP. I just feel like it's not very realistic that he would have any troubles getting what he wants. He's just OP. And it makes his character a lot less interesting in my opinion. And it is not to say that I'm not enjoying this, because I still think this book carries a lot of value. I think there are some really interesting things going on in it. I'll update you when I finish because the ending could totally change my mind. Other than reading, I would like to give a little update. I have started breaking down my day and looking for structured routine since on the 1st of November, I am starting my second job, which is going to take some time. It'll be 2 hours a day for Monday through Friday. That's all of nap time, which means everything that I was doing during nap time, I need to put somewhere else. And that is perfectly fine. I totally knew that going into this. So I've started putting together a routine today. I am taking walks in the morning and in the evening since the weather is now nice. And the baby really gets a lot from getting out of the house, and so do I. So morning walk is like a full-on walk. It's a good 30 minutes of walking, just straight. Take a walk with the stroller, the kid in the stroller. That's it. I drink my coffee while I do it and listen to audiobooks. And then in the evening, before dinner, I've been taking the kiddo to a park down the street, which means we walk to it. So I listen to my audiobook on the way to the park. We get to the park and there's usually kids everywhere. We play at the park for a good 30 to 40 minutes and then walk home. The walk to the park isn't super long, so that morning walk is definitely more for my health, and then the evening walk is for the child's socialization and her health. It gets her really tired for the evening because she does a lot of running. So that's been nice. It's additionally been beneficial because I get to socialize a little bit, and by get to, I mean I have to. My kid likes to run up to every adult in the park and say hello to them and try to touch their kid on the shoulder, and that means that I am forced in social situations. I will give you a little more on my new routine soon. I'm a very routine person. I need heavy structure in my day to feel productive, to not get depressed, to thrive. I need it to basically survive. So this is gonna be good for me, I think. Anyways, I am off to go do paperwork and start on my ghostwriting project that I'm currently working on, do a little bit of that, and then I'm going to get on with the day with the child. I think we have to go to the grocery store today. Ew. I actually have a reading update for you. Everybody cheer. I finally finished the audiobook of Victories Greater than Death because I went on a huge cleaning spree around the house today, did deep cleaning. So I spent the last 5 hours listening to this book, talking to a friend on the phone, and cleaning this entire house. It was lovely. So final thoughts on this book. I'm conflicted. I really enjoyed it, but at the same time I felt like there's a balance of things that I thought were great and things that I thought were meh. So I think overall this book, it will likely, once I enter it into Caw Pile, land somewhere around a 3-star. It's very inoffensive from my perspective. It wasn't the most amazing thing ever, but it was a lot of fun, and I will recommend it to people if I think that they would like it. I very much enjoyed this experience. I thought the audiobook was the best way to absorb this. It was really fun, and I really don't have many complaints. Check out my Goodreads review if you want more specific thoughts about this book, but overall really fun, lots of action. This is by no means a work of art like, you know, an Erin Morgenstern or something that I think is just literature for the ages, but I think it's fun. I think it's great, and if you have a teenager, I definitely recommend this. I additionally cleaned, as I mentioned, and I will show you a little sneak peek of what I did because I'm really proud of how the house looks right now. But essentially, part of my decluttering video, I went through my office desk, I went through my child's closet, in addition to deep cleaning the kitchen, which is not part of the decluttering video. That's just something I needed to do. So let's go take a peek. I dusted the entire library, reorganized my entire desk. It's not perfect yet. We're still not completely done, but this was a huge mess. So I am very happy with the progress that I made today. I additionally deep cleaned the child's bathroom, which is in the other room, and basically tidied up her bedroom. I'm washing this cover. I emptied a bunch of drawers that had clothes in them that didn't fit anymore. So she's all organized now. This used to be overflowing with stuff that didn't even fit her, mixed with stuff that did. So really happy with the state of the baby's room now. I additionally cleaned the kitchen floors by vacuuming and mopping, and cleaned all of the counters with sponges and towels. I deep cleaned the stovetop, which gets really gunky down here, so that is looking absolutely beautiful now. I did all the dishes. I hand scrubbed every single one of these cabinets and the border down here on my hands and knees. And then I washed all of the doors, washed those doors. The only thing I didn't do was wipe down the fridge with the special wipes. Yeah, that's it. Look, the sink is actually completely empty. Super happy. The only thing I didn't get to today, the day that the baby is gone with her grandparents, is her space in the living room. So I need to clean this living room next. But other than that, the house is looking really good. The house is very clean and tidy right now, which makes me very happy. The last things we need to do today are put the laundry away when my partner gets home, which he is on his way already because we are going to go to dinner for his birthday, which happened this month, but we aren't gonna get to go out on the day of. Very excited to celebrate him. It's always my favorite thing to do. And yeah, just feels really nice and mentally clearing to be able to have a clean house. Hello, I apologize for the wet hair. I just took a shower, but I wanted to give you a little update on everything that I was able to finish in this video. Unfortunately, October came to an end. It felt like it flew by, and honestly, I didn't get much reading done. So let's just quickly talk about what I read and my thoughts on it. And we will continue what we did not finish into November's vlog. The only book that I finished was Victories Greater Than Death. I thought this was pretty good. I would recommend it if you are looking for something for a teenager or to give your teenager, your inner teenager, a hug. This was really nice. It is queer casual. Please look up the content warnings though. There are some things that are lightly touched on. For atmosphere, I would say this is trying to be kind of like a Becky Chambers book where it is sci-fi, but it is kind of cozy with a little bit of wholesome sprinkled throughout, but there is definitely more action in this. The plot moves very quickly. It is not a very long book. And I would say there's a mustache twirling villain in it that's a little cringy if that's not what you're into. But I actually found the mustache twirling, cape wearing villain to be quite fun. So not the best book I've ever read in my whole life, but I would say it is a solid read that I do recommend. I enjoyed the entire experience and would definitely offer this to my child. Thumbs up. The other book that I made progress in but did not finish, I'm about 30% of the way through, The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd Jones. This is like a fairy tale retelling that takes place in a fantastical Wales. It is super interesting. I'm really enjoying Emily Lloyd Jones's writing. I loved the bone houses and I love the sidekicks. There's always an animal companion in this and I love it. I am 30% into the audiobook and I absolutely recommend the audiobook. That is the best way to absorb Emily Lloyd Jones's stories because they're so modern fairy tale that listening to them is just the perfect medium in my opinion. So if you're looking for something that is kind of like Six of Crows but with less violence and gangs and darkness and more of a modern fairy tale feeling and magic that's not super fantastical but more realistic in my opinion, I highly recommend Emily Lloyd Jones. It is, in my opinion, a classic. These are going to be classics in my heart. And that is it. Little disappointed on the reading end, but in terms of my life and my mental health, I'm doing a lot better. So I consider October a win. Please let me know down below how your October went. If you dressed up, please comment down below. And if you want, you can send me a picture on Instagram. I would love that. I love seeing you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in November. Stay safe, siblings.